So hello all and welcome. And in this video, I'd like to talk about this new phenomenon called DINKS, D-I-N-K, acronym for double income, no kids. Yeah, so, because of course, this has to be a new fad, right? A new phenomenon, a new movement. Yeah, because having kids is horrible, right? Your life will be so much better if you don't have kids. Will it though? Yeah, I suppose it depends on where your priorities lie and what you think brings you happiness, what gives you purpose and meaning. If you think that buying lots of tchotchkes and lots of crap and eating out whenever you like and going on vacations whenever you like and having lots of disposable income, then I suppose that's the way to go. But if you want to, have legacy, a life that actually has some meaning, might not be the best path to go down. Might not be the movement you want to embrace. Might not be the phenomenon that you want to base your life upon. But anyway, this new phenomenon has, of course, become popular on the rabid cancer that is TikTok, which is, along with most social media platforms and academia, and our governmental representatives, both on the right and the left, and academia and our wonderful, illustrious, lamestream media. All of these things combined are helping to destroy Western civilization. And reconstruct. First deconstruct, because, you got to tear down before you can build back. Supposedly better. And they're trying to reconstruct our culture, the West, which came out of the Enlightenment, into their own image, the image of their god Baphomet, Mephistopheles, Satan. Even though these people are supposedly totally, completely non-religious as they walk around spewing dogma and ideology that is extremely religious in nature, in that none of it is based on facts or evidence, only feelings. But anyway, let's check out some of these dinky brained videos on TikTok of these people extolling the virtues of getting married, to have no kids, and just a glorified roommate, so, a friends with benefits situation. Okay, so we have DINK video number 1 here. And they're making a point of telling us dual income, no kids. I wonder if anybody paid these people to put these videos out, because it's not just one couple, but we got multiple couples here. Was this maybe started as a trend by just one person, or do you think this is, a manufactured phenomenon? Gee, I wonder. So let's watch this short video, shall we?
We're dinks. We're gonna get asked daily when we plan on having kids.
We're dinks. Of course we're gonna go out to eat every night after work.
You're gonna go out every night to eat after work? How much money you guys make? Must be making a lot of money. No, we don't make all that much, but, we live in a small town and prices aren't as high as in the big city, and, we don't have kids, so we can go out and eat every night. I don't know that that's such a good thing, really. That you know how to cook? Not only is that expensive, so let me get this straight. You are eschewing being a father, a mother, having kids, so you can have other people cook for you nightly. Yeah, okay, so empty pleasures, the pleasure of the moment, pleasure for its own sake. So stuff in your face takes the place of a child. Okay, continue.
Dinks. We don't have to ask our family for financial help or to watch our kid when we want to go out.
Yeah, God forbid you have to ask your family for financial help ever. That's so shameful, even though you are a generation without shame. Don't kink shame me. Don't slut shame me. Shame is evil. Shame is wrong. Unless you're conservative, of course, then they'll shame you. Oh, for what you believe. But God forbid you shame these people with their throuple, polyamorous, wankadoo, degenerate relationships.
We're dinks. We're gonna go to Costco and buy all the snacks in bulk that we want.
Dude, you need to lay off the snacks. What is he, about 240? No, he's more than 240. He looks like he's about 280. You need to lay off the snacks, buddy.
We're dinks. We have disposable income to spend on whatever we would like and don't have to spend on a kid.
So I don't want kids because I want to buy useless crap that is in no way, shape, or form going to leave behind a legacy when I die. I want to buy a baby Yoda doll! So you can be buried with it?
We're dinks. I'm gonna go to every football game and play 18 holes whenever I want.
Dude, you've never played 18 holes in your life. That amount of walking? You see this guy? Get out of here. So we just want ceaseless freedom, no boundaries of any kind. Yeah, I think your idea of freedom is actually perhaps slavery.
We're dinks. We're gonna get asked to every single family event what we're doing with our life.
By the way, she's a pretty good looking broad. I mean, compared to him, I wouldn't say she's hot, but she looks like she got a decent body, a cute face. I'd say she's maybe a 6'7". He's like a 3. How long do you think this relationship is going to last, since neither of them has invested much of, if anything, into it? That's the very interesting thing. How much do you as a person care about things you've invested nothing in? I mean, look at Disney. Disney's falling apart. Who cares? I'm sure the investors care. Anybody else care? Some people care, right? But if you don't have an investment in it, if it fails, do you really give a crap? Like a lot of people would cheer with what Disney has become. But if you have no investment, you're not invested. What do you care? So we got two people, nothing invested. That's part and parcel of why you have kids to begin with, so that you're more invested in the relationship, less likely to break up, more likely to invest more into it. You got no kids. Your only investment is that you both like to buy useless crap and eat a lot. Of course, he values food quite a bit more, obviously. So I don't know what virtues or values they're sharing beyond their materialistic natures. Okay, let's move on to the next video, shall we? So we got another DINK video here from a chick that, I think it's a DINK video, who has posted videos mostly of herself. A lot of just her. It's just her. All these videos seem to be just her and her dog, and a lot of them. So, raging narcissist. All right, let's check this out.
We're kid-free, so we love to treat our furry babies just like children.
So you have dogs to replace kids. Why not just have kids then? You know, animals, and it's a funny thing, because once the kid is like 4 or 5, there's a lot less work involved. I mean, when you have a kid from like age 1 to 2 or 3, it's constant, right? The kids are getting up, they can't sleep, they're running around, they're waking you up, they're screaming, they're crying, you got to feed them. It's like nonstop. But once they get to about 4 or 5, you know, they sleep through the night. You can play with them, you can roughhouse with them, you can play a little catch. I mean, with a wiffle ball anyway. You don't want to be throwing an actual real baseball or softball at a 4-year-old. Whack him in the head, then you're going to be taking care of that kid for the next 40 years. You know, it's only the first few years that are like really, really constant, ceaseless, just I'm tired all the time kind of work. Then after that, I mean, hey, it's pretty good, and it gets even better. A lot better than being able to stuff your face with whatever you want, whenever you want. Now I'm going to prioritize earthly pleasures, even though the whole entire point of pleasure is to get you to do things that have meaning, right? Pleasures are to incentivize you. Pleasures are a motivator. Pleasures are a way to get you to do things that are going to give your life meaning and create purpose and lead to legacy. Sex only feels good because, you know, Mother Nature, evolution, powers that be, whatever. You know, once you have sex, you procreate, right? How likely are you to have sex if it wasn't, you know, something that felt very good? It was just like a physical chore. It feels good so that you'll procreate. I mean, yeah, it's okay to, you know, have sex, within the confines of like a marriage, a close relationship, to strengthen and reaffirm that bond between you and your mate, because we live in an objectively real physical world, and that's one of the main ways that we reaffirm and validate that bond. But it's also meant for having kids. You don't want to make your entire life about the pleasure itself. Pleasure is a means to an end. It's not just a means unto itself. If you treat pleasure that way and you focus your entire life and make the entirety of your existence about obtaining ever more pleasure, you're just going to have an empty, meaningless life, and any happiness that you think you found pales in comparison to what you could have actually had. And you telling yourself you're happy is just a form of either gaslighting or total complete ignorance of what real happiness could actually be. Well, let's continue.
Kid-free. We always get a full night's sleep, and sometimes a nap.
Ooh, I get to sleep all night. Wake up at 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon, sometimes on the weekend, after I've gotten sloshed on a $150 bottle of whiskey, which I could buy because I have no children, just some dogs. By the way, the dogs cost a lot of money too, right? I mean, you could end up spending thousands of dollars a year on veterinary visits and manicures and pedicures to get their coats, shaved down. There's like an undercoat and an outer coat. You got to get both of those cut and trimmed, and you got to get the dogs dewormed. You got to get them their like 6-month checkups and such, maybe even every 3 months. I don't know if that dog is sick. You're going to spend tons of money. So I don't know, man. Dogs take a lot of time to take care of as well. But apparently you'd rather put your time and money and resources into some dumb animals that do not continue your genetic line. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, sure, why not?
Kid-free. So obviously everyone's gonna ask us, so, when are you gonna have kids?
Gee, I wonder why. Yeah, I wonder why they're asking that. I wonder why. It's a big mystery, yo.
We're kid-free. We love our family and friends' kids, even if we don't want our own.
You're high.
You're high.
I wish. We're kid-free. Karens are constantly gonna tell us, aren't we afraid of missing out? What if you never...
Karens? Oh, I love that. By the way, isn't that like a slur? Isn't that a slur right now? Shouldn't you be booted off of TikTok? No. It's perfectly okay to use slurs that largely, by and large, apply only to white women. Karens, I love it. Lady, I mean, do you really think that you're going to be able to fuel your existence for the next, she looks like she's about 30, 50, 60, 70 years off of just the ability to buy as many Hot Pockets as you want, and as many Baby Yodas as will fit in your coffin when you die? I mean, what exactly do you think you're supposed to be getting out of life? Pleasure! Yeah, that's really going to do the job, yeah.
feel fully fulfilled or unconditional love without them? Well, Karen, don't you think...
Well, my dogs love me unconditionally. I got news for you. There's nothing special or great about you. Your dogs would love Jeffrey Dahmer and John Wayne Gacy if they fed them on a regular basis, okay? The unconditional love they give, they'll give to anybody. It doesn't say anything great about you, that your dogs love you unconditionally.
It's a lot of pressure to put on your kids, all of your needs.
Oh, I'm just not going to have kids because it's fulfilling a need that I have or that I could have. Well, why have that need? I'm just not going to have kids. Why enslave myself to some little parasitical tyrants? Yeah. Because if you view kids that way, maybe you shouldn't have them.
I think we'll be okay.
We're kid-free.
I don't think you will. I'm looking at this goofball, and I think you're going to leave him after about 10 years because you're not feeling fulfilled. So before the 10-year mark, and it's something like 8.7 years is the average length of a marriage in America. So before the 10-year mark, you're going to dump this goofball-looking dude because you're not feeling fulfilled, and you don't know why. I'm just not getting enough variety in life, not enough pleasure. It's got to be, I need more of this, I need more of that. Right, things to fill the void that is left behind by not having a family that you then seek to fill with material things. Yeah, I love the copium here.
With only 2 mouths to feed, we can prioritize better Costco snacks.
I just love how it's so cavalierly trivialized. We could buy better Costco snacks. He. We make a joke out of all the most important things in life. Ha ha ha.
We're kid-free. We're gonna travel as much as we want, whenever we want, wherever we want.
Travel is just another form of hedonism as well. That's all. If you're prioritizing travel over kids, what you're really doing is you're prioritizing earthly pleasures over actual meaning in life. The pleasure gets you to the meaning. It's not supposed to be the meaning itself.
We're kid-free. Our house is literally the opposite of child-proof.
We're kid-free. We fully invest in retirement, business ventures, and savings.
We're kid-free. We're going to go out for date night at least once.
I don't understand why you can't do any of these things yourself. I mean, what are you talking about? Why can't you save? Why can't you invest? Kids that suck away all our money. Well, I mean, if the kid has like Lou Gehrig's disease or something, or cancer, yeah, okay. Especially if you don't have good health insurance. But if you plan well, you have good health insurance, and your kid doesn't develop some life-threatening genetic disorder or cancer, God forbid, if you budget wisely, you'll probably be okay. These are all just excuses, by the way, to avoid the hardships and suffering that you must go through as an adult, because all these people are just in a state of arrested development, and none of them are actually grown-ups.
We're kid-free. We're gonna leave family functions and be like, wow, isn't it so quiet? Aren't we glad we don't have kids?
We're kid-free. If we're tired, we're going to take a whole Sunday just Netflix and chill.
We're kid-free, and we're still gonna live a fully fabulous, fulfilled life.
Right, this is copium. How do you... Yeah, you're fulfilled. Roy, what are you, they're in their 20s maybe? Like maybe early 30s, 31, 32? Yeah, so right away, she's not that great looking abroad, but she's not bad. She's like average, I'd say, but we all know that average chicks these days think they're 10s. And this dude, this goofball is a 4 at best. Yeah, she'll leave him. Think of this, you'll maybe find what's missing, that fulfillment that she says she currently has, but not really. So she'll go looking for it somewhere else. The grass is always greener on the other side. She'll be searching multiple and writing multiple and it's just not going to happen. She's not going to find it. And then eventually, when she finally figures out that maybe she shoulda, coulda, might've been better off having kids, it'll be too late, because by then she'll be 40 and all her eggs will be gone. Yep, so there you go. There you go. All right, let's check out the next video, huh? This is very entertaining. Okay, so we've got another narcissist here who posts tons and tons of videos seeking validation on TikTok, and we see her in pretty much all of them. That's the first face you see. She clearly puts a lot of time into editing these thumbnails and editing these videos. Oh, there's one of a dude. How about that? Yeah. Mostly her. So, narcissist probably got with a narcissist. So they make a wonderful narcissist power couple. Of course, they don't want kids. All right, let's hear what this dink has to say.
We're dinks. We're going to be asked constantly by family, friends, and strangers when we're going to have kids.
This sounds like the other video. It sounds like they're reading from a script. This is definitely manufactured. This is some CIA, PsyOp, global elite, World Economic Forum, front-loaded propaganda, ideological phenomenon crap. There's nothing organic about this at all. This new DINK movement.
We're dinks. We're going to go to Costco and buy all the snacks we want.
Oh, jeez. I'm seeing a problem, another issue here. Is it just me? You think these are real couples? Maybe they're just actors. I mean, I'm seeing another issue. She's pretty good looking. He's not. Have one of these couples had an ugly bro with an ugly guy? I mean, it seems like every single one of these DINK videos I've seen, the chick is significantly better looking than the dude, and they're very young for a married couple. It's an interesting trend I'm seeing.
We're dinks. We're going to support our friends who have kids, even if we decide to never have any.
We're dinks. We're going to have... We're dinks. We're going to have lots of... We're dinks. We're going to have lots of disposable income to spend on whatever we like.
Yeah. got quite a few takes there. And of course, they showed the mistakes to try and make it seem more genuine. I'm not sure these are real videos, though. And even if they are, what are these people's motivations? And by the way, this guy, another fat neckbeard, married to a good-looking broad. Anybody think this is going to last? Anybody think that somebody whose life is fulfilled by seeking ever more pleasure is going to be fulfilled in the long term and happy in the long term with this schlub? Once the butterflies go away, which I'm sure they already have, I think she's going to be looking for greener pastures.
We're dinks. We're gonna get chastised by people on the internet.
So she's thin. She's got a decent rack. It's a handful. That's enough for me. So it looks like she's got a good body. Is that without makeup, that face? She's cute, bordering on pretty. Meanwhile, he's like way, way, way beneath her looks-wise. He better make some decent money. And by the way he's dressed and the state of their house where they're living, I don't think he does.
Because they're gonna assume that we're just obsessed with material things.
Yeah, gee, I wonder where they get that idea. I am foregoing children to eat more Hot Pockets and buy more crap from Costco.
Even though arguably, you need a lot more material things once you have kids.
Do you, though? Do you really? I mean, my parents, my father, she stayed at home, right, until we were older and in school, and then she went out and worked. My father was a military guy. Money was still tight, even though they lived on base. So, instead of buying diapers that were disposable, she had cloth ones, right? She'd shake the crap out, the shit out into the toilet, flush the toilet, then wash the cloth diapers and reuse them because they're fabric. And once you wash them, you can use them again. So just buy, 50 cloth diapers. Or if nobody sells cloth diapers anymore, which I'm sure you could find plenty of them on eBay or Amazon, buy a bunch of them, or get some fabric and cut that into, I don't know what the size square would be. I'm sure you can find that information online and use those as diapers. So you can make your own diapers, wash them. You're not having to constantly buy diapers. What formula do you need to buy? Be a mommy. Stay at home for a while. You got so many subsidies. You got the government making corporations, making companies pay you maternity leave. Use that to stay home and breastfeed your freaking kid. No extra money needed for formula. What exactly do you need to spend? Gotta buy new shoes every 6 months. Woo! 30, 40 bucks. Whoa! What are you talking about?
We're dinks. We don't need to find a sitter or rope our family into babysitting when we want to go out for the night.
I understand this part. This I don't get. I mean, when are you going to need to go out? I don't understand this. I mean, having kids is such a wonderful privilege. Wouldn't you want to spend as much time as humanly possible with them instead of doing this date night crapola? Stay at home with your kids and bond together as a family. You'll be much closer and you'll have a lot more fun and you'll have an actual relationship with your kids as opposed to working all day, because now you have to work all day because every family has to be a two-parent household working. You got to have two incomes because, we all know why. And so you get precious little time with your kids as it is. Oh, but no, we got to have a date night. You got to keep the spark alive. Can't keep the spark alive if we interact with our children together as a family. The only way we can keep the spark alive is to go out and spend money on fancy meals. Okay, continue chasing the meaningless hedonistic pleasures, please.
We're dinks. We're gonna be told the only way that we'll ever be fulfilled in life is by having kids.
No. So that's straw man. That's total BS, okay? There are exceptions to every rule. And there is such a diversification of hobbies and careers and avocations, vocations, things you can do in life, ways that you can find a path to meaning, purpose, and legacy, that's not true. Now, is having children and a family within a marriage still probably the most common way? And generally the best way, yes. Yes. Does that mean it's the only way? No. And nobody's saying that, but of course you're going to say people are saying that so you can justify being a hedonistic, pleasure-seeking degenerate.
We're dinks. We're going to book flights whenever we feel like it.
We're dinks. We're still going to stick to a strict budget to meet our financial goals, no matter how much wiggle room we have in our finances.
We're dinks. We're not going to make a life-altering choice just because everybody else is doing it.
Period.
Okay, so let's do a recap. Take flights whenever you want, travel whenever you want, buy whatever snacks you want at Costco. These people seem to love Costco. They seem to love base consumerism, which seems to be what their entire life is focused around. So you're supplanting having children with materialistic ends. Okay. All of this pleasure-seeking activity in place of having kids. Okay, let's see if there's any other videos in this fake, manufactured, faux DINK phenomenon. So, as you can see, some more videos here. She's very attractive. I think she's attractive, yeah. And that's without makeup. By the way, look at some of these other videos she has. And she's front and center in most of them. Yeah. And he is a disgusting blob. Yeah, okay. What we did today is DINKS. Yeah. All right, let's see.
Why is nobody talking about being dinks? Well, I'm freshly married and I'm going to talk about it. Here's a life as dinks.
What do you mean nobody's talking about it? Your videos went viral. I think one of these videos had like 12 million views. Plenty of people are talking about it.
In our early 30s. No shocker here, folks. Today we went to Costco. We don't have kids to feed, but we got lots of money to spend on goodies. Brian always checks out while I get a box, and then I sit here and look cute. Here's the haul, and our total was $252. The register game at Costco never gets old. You can
$252? What is that, for 1 week? I mean, 2 people, I guess, for a week. But she's quite small. I'm guessing the majority of that food is for him.
tell me that grocery shopping and a fresh slice of Costco pizza isn't a good date night. I mean, you can tell me that, but I don't believe it.
That's a good date night. Anybody out there really think she's going to be fulfilled with Costco pizza forever? They're recently married, huh? Yeah, well, that says it all. Is this the same couple from the prior video? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. These people all look kind of generically similar. Again, why I think this is all manufactured, at the very least. Heavily influenced by the powers that be. Yeah. So they're basically summing up their entire existence as garbage food from Costco. And that's better than having a family. I don't understand this. I mean, why are you getting married? If you want to stay single, that's fine. And do whatever you want. But marriage is for having kids. If you're going to get married, yeah, you should have kids. Why are you getting married and having no kids? It's really just a glorified roommate / friends with benefits situation.
Obviously, we had car cookies for dessert, and yeah, I will probably just make this a series now, so follow along for more DINK content. Why is nobody talking about...
God, these people. They're rubbing me the wrong way. Okay, so this is going to be the last DINK video I review. Let's take a look.
We're dinks. We go to Trader Joe's and workout classes on the weekends.
We're dinks. We get into snobby hobbies like skiing and golfing.
We're dinks.
Yeah, we see you're dinks. Okay, so very young people, sworn off having kids. Everything they're doing is all about pleasure seeking. I don't see anything of any real substance or meaning in the activities they say that they're using as a stand-in for having children. You're just making pleasure the focus of your entire existence. Pleasures exist to get you to do stuff. That is the actual, there's a destination, there's a goal, there's a purpose, and the pleasure is you seeking that. You've got to have that destination, that goal. The activity itself that is all about pleasure, like sex, you can't make that the entirety of your existence. You're going to have an empty, meaningless life of just base hedonism.
We can go to Florida on a whim.
We're dinks. We're already planning our European vacation next year.
Dinks, we get a full 8 hours of sleep, and sometimes more.
So, and in exchange for that, when you're 80 years old, instead of being surrounded by a gaggle of your kids and even more grandkids and maybe great-grandkids if you play your cards right and take care of yourself, you're going to have an empty room full of crap you bought on eBay.
We're dinks. We get desserts and appetizers at restaurants.
We're Dinks.
But of course, the corporations love this. Base your life on consumerism and materialism. Yeah, they love that. You keep buying more of their junk instead of investing in the future. See, the main goal of this kind of stuff, beyond corporations, big businesses wanting you to consume more so they make more money, is about control. By making you apathetic, by making it so that you have no investment in the world you live in. Live your life, eat a bunch of crap, buy a bunch of crap, die, invest nothing. Well, if you invest in nothing, you care about nothing. And if you care about nothing of any real import beyond how fancy and delicious your next meal is going to be, or how fast and cool looking your next car is going to be, well, then the powers that be, the ones that produce all this crap, they control you. And you know, they can do whatever they want because you don't care. I don't care. You know, this person isn't invested in X, Y, or Z companies, so if that company goes under, I don't care. If we, destroy Western civilization and, tank Western culture, what do they care? They have no investment. Meanwhile, if these people actually had kids, then they would be more likely to care about the future because their child is going to have to live in that future world. So they might sit down and think and ask questions that certain powers that be don't want them to ask, and then they might try to solve actual problems that are currently being used to push the agenda. The powers that be want push that'll give them more power. But if you don't have kids, what do you care anyway? But if you have kids, you might actually find out what the problems actually are and who's really causing them, and then you might do something to solve them because you've got a child, and now you're invested in the future. Meanwhile, you have no kids, and your total focus is completely on feeding your own pleasures and desires and your passions for pleasure, which is in and of itself slavery. You become a slave to your own passions and desires and appetites. Well, then that way, they've made you a slave. They've made you their slave. They're the ones pushing the products and the goods and the services to feed your ever-expanding appetites, and you're just eating it up, and meanwhile, you're in no way, shape, or form invested in the world. So they just keep grabbing power, keep grabbing control, keep transforming things to give themselves ever more control and to make the lives of future generations ever worse and less free. But again, you don't care because you're a dink.
You can play with other kids and give them back.
We're dinks. We still do it 3 times a week.
You can play with other people's kids and give them back. Tells you how they view children. Like a toy. Yeah, like a thing, which isn't surprising because their entire view and outlook of life is through the lens of materialism.
Dinks, we spend our discretionary income on $8 lattes.
Can you imagine what an empty life you have to live? Where your justification for not having kids is an $8 freaking latte? I've never had a latte in my whole freaking life, let alone one that cost $8. You want to know how many times I went to Starbucks? A big fat freaking zero. I spent $0 at Starbucks, 0 cents on that commie pinko place, and I never will. But I'm not going to invest in the world. I'm not going to give a goddamn about anything except my own pleasures, and those are going to be the center focus of my life, and an $8 latte means more to me than legacy and children and grandchildren and meaning. Oh, you piece of crap, you.
We're dinks. We max out our 401ks, Roth IRAs, and HSAs.
We're Dinks. We don't use our kids or dog as an excuse to leave a party. We just leave. We're Dinks. We go to...
So there you go. There's the dink phenomenon. This just rubs me so much the wrong way. Now listen. I don't see anything wrong with not having kids, okay? when you're single. If you want to be a bachelor or bachelorette, you want to live your life child-free, maximize your happiness, do what you want to do with your life, I see nothing wrong with that, because I am not an absolutist in terms of how you find meaning and legacy. There's plenty of ways to find meaning, plenty of ways to find legacy. You can write a great book that educates people, teaches them valuable, important lessons that will serve future generations in a positive way. You can be a teacher, and you can have thousands of kids, and if you're a great teacher, well, your lessons will be passed on to future generations, and you're putting a lot of positive energy, you're doing a lot of good in the world. There is not one single way to find meaning. Are there differing tiers and greater levels of meaning and activities and paths that will breed, that will return more meaning and fulfillment and purpose for the time and energy that you invest? Sure, obviously. But just because you don't do those activities doesn't mean there's not something else, all right? Doesn't mean that you can't find meaning somewhere else. Will it be as much or as fulfilling or as legacy building? Perhaps not, but maybe it will. I'm speaking generally. I also recognize that there's exceptions to every rule, and certainly in the world that we exist within now, especially in the West, a man would have to be a fool to get married. But if you are going to get married, be married. And being married means having kids and having a family. And if you're not going to do that, and you're going to base your life on base materialism, then what the hell are you getting married for in the first place? Anyway, those are my thoughts on DINKS. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click on that subscribe button. Don't be shy about hitting the notification bell, because, you know, YouTube maybe don't like me and my content so much, so you might not get notifications. You definitely won't if you don't click that bell icon. And leave a comment. It's good for me, it's good for the algorithm, it's good for you, because I want to hear your thoughts, and I respond to as many comments as I possibly can. And also, don't forget to follow me on other alt-tech platforms. Above this video, you will find the other platforms I'm on, and on both those platforms, I am the Realist Philosopher. And maybe, just maybe, consider contributing to my Patreon. Could really use your support. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I wish you all a good and pleasant day. Take care.